trade. Now let's break it down even more. 30-minute chart. Excellent trading right here as well. The first nice trade was up here, and we had a 38.2 fib in play, which acted as support as it bounced off the double top up here. This thing acted as support for several hours, and then once she broke, boom, she really broke. And you can see on this particular broker, this is Interbank here, there was a gap right here, and that was during that big announcement stuff. It just actually gapped down, that profit target was hit, and boom, that was it. And that was a 50 pip trade right there on the 30-minute, followed by a subsequent 12 or 15 pip as well. So about a 65 pip run with no trade broaching the trailing stop. Let's break it down even further. Now look at the 15-minute, and you've heard me talk a lot. If a currency's trending and or you get a big news announcement and you understand that that news is driving it in a one direction, go to the 15. I love the 15. However, always remember you're safer on those bigger time charts. But if you get a strong trend, get down to that 15. And look at this here, guys. You know, it calls it much closer to the top, and it brings you all the way down. All the way down. Several really good trades in there. You could even take it, I don't like to do this, but I want to show you even on the 5-minute. You can see all those trades unfolding all the way down, going all the way back. Look at that. Let me just bear with me. Let's just see that. How that 5-minute chart called it, you know, pretty much the whole way down. Now, some of these trades you have to be careful when they come back and hit their stop losses, but you can see what I mean. The 5 just down, 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 down. And then once she starts bottoming out, this is the other thing with Rubicon. Once it starts bottoming out and coming back, there is no further subsequent trade. And just be aware of that, guys. Be aware of what the Rubicon indicator is telling you, that we have an end in sight and no more trades. Now, there are subsequent trades to the upside. I have to bring my Rubicon back. And I'm going to show you this as well because I had a couple of questions and some emails about this. I'm going to blank out that reserved column, click OK, and that will bring Rubicon up to date in the sense that it will give you the most recent trading signals. And that means the signals for the most recent crossover by the blue aqua line, what we call the railroad track, through the red line, which we call the spine. The most recent trades after that will show up. If you want to go back in time using Rubicon and check what the signals look like at any time, on any time frame, on any chart. Let me give you an example. Let's go back way, way back in time. Sorry, guys. Let's go back, just pick a time. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. Try that again. Let's just go to here. When was that? 17th of June. We want to see what the signals look like on the 17th of June. Just follow me on this. Right click, go to indicator, Rubicon indicator, click edit. Go to inputs. And then bring it down to the very bottom where it says reserved. There's a couple of ways to do this, but I've found the easiest way is if you look at the bottom of your chart and the time frame and the date stamp. If you put it in exactly as it is down there, it will work the easiest way. So I want to get the trades from that crossover on that trade. So I'll put in 17 space June, which is 6 space, and the time, which is 18:45 over here. 18 double dot 45. Click OK. And there you get the signals that were given at that particular time. And you can see, yeah, a couple of very nice signals were given right there on that time frame, on the 15-minute back on the 17th of June. Okay, got a couple of questions. Okay, I will do that. Stephen wants to look at right now. It's 15-minute. What have we got happening on the 15-minute? Let me bring it back. This is the euro dollar 15-minute. Let me bring it back to the present time, Stephen. So to bring it back to the current time, go back into edit. If you go down to that reserve section, just blank it out. Click OK. Close, and that'll give us right now. So what Stephen is saying is that at this moment in time, we have a new cross. Now, this is important, guys. Initially, all we get is a marker. Okay? So there's a marker there that's telling you there's a potential trade coming here. A potential trade. Only, and if and only when the price action comes back up and tests that line, will you get the signal that a trade is imminent. So right now, you have a potential trade. No trade because we have no signal, and that's good because it's pulled back off that, and that happens quite a bit. So I'm glad you brought that up, brought that to my attention, Stephen. Chris, if you were to trade a 50-minute chart, would you wait for a 30-minute trade first to appear? Confirm the trend. You can do that, Chris, but if you've done that drill down method that I spoke about, you should be, in other words, let me give you another way of looking at this. If you do the drill down method and you're pretty clear on what the trend is, you can just go with the 15. But you must do the drill down. I'm almost afraid when I say that I'll be taken out of context. If you do the drill down and know what your trend is, and those moves are consistent with that, then you're very safe on a 15-minute. What Chris is saying, if you want to be safer, make sure that you go up to a 30-minute. Let me give you an example. Let's go back to earlier today. Indicator, edit. And just put in the date stamp for that last big down move. So I'm going to put in 23rd June, which is 6, and the time over here, 1900. I want to put the time in prior to its cross, its most recent cross. Click OK. And now we're back to that big rundown on the 15-minute. Now let's bring it out. Now if I mark it over here, where this thing had already started moving, pull it out to the 30-minute, and take a look at the 30-minute, and you can see, Chris, at that time, the 30-minute had also broken through the spine, and that would be the critical thing that I would wait for. Make sure that the 30-minute is south of the spine, the red line. Now there's a subsequent double trade coming on the 30-minute about an hour or so later. You can, of course, wait for your signal to line up with the 30-minute, but the most important thing to me is that it has also crossed over the trade. Okay. A question from Lyle, what pairs to trade and what pairs, if any, not to trade? No, you're welcome, Chris, more than welcome. Also good question, Lyle. Bottom line, Rubicon will work on any pair. Again, guys, be smart about it. We all know, or not everybody, but most folks who have been trading for a while know that pairs like the pound yen, the beast, it's called the beast for a reason, because it whipsaws all over the place, is just not the safest to trade. The next in line like that would be the euro yen, though I kind of like the euro yen. It's got volatility, but it's not as crazy as the pound yen. Now, if you're newer, my simple suggestion is stick with the majors. The euro USD, the pound. You see them all down here, actually. The euro USD, the pound dollar, USD yen, USD Swiss, and if you want to go a little bit outside of that, the Aussie dollar, USD Canadian, Euro Yen, and I also like the Euro GBP. Now, the problem with the Euro GBP is twofold. Sorry, let me show you. Let me bring it out. The good news is that it doesn't move a whole lot in the course of a day. Whereas the euro dollar in one day, let me bring that up. Where am I? 15 minute. Let me bring up a 15 minute on the euro and look at today's price action. I want to show you something. So today's price action on the euro dollar was over 200 pips. That's from top to bottom. Today's price action on the euro GBP was 780 pips. Significantly less volume or volatility in this pair. Now, do some homework on that as an exercise, guys. Google the euro GBP and find out some information as to why. I can tell you very simply why. The Eurozone is Europe. Britain is a member of the European community, but not a member of the euro currency zone. It maintained its own currency. However, its predominant trading partner is the Eurozone. So they're very tied together. And likewise, in the currency, there's a tendency for them to move, not always exactly together, but pretty much in tandem. So, as a pair, they don't move that much one against the other. Now, there's good news and bad news to that. The good news is there's not a lot of volatility. Some people like trading this for that reason. The bad news is there's not a lot of volatility. Let's look at, on our 15-minute, to compare these. And a very good question, Lyle, and I'm glad you brought this up. Let me go back in time to earlier today and just look at our Euro GBP as well. So again, to do that, I go to the reserve field, 23 space 6 space. The time is 15:45. Anytime prior to the fresh cross in the opposite direction is okay. Click OK. And there we got it. So, two very nice trades today on the Euro GBP on the 15-minute. That one was for about 12 pips. And the next one for about 8. So about 20 pips in total. Nothing dramatic, nothing to write home about. However, pretty darn safe trading without much risk being involved. On a spread, that should be 2 to 3 pips. Yeah, about 2 to 3 pips. There you go. 2.8 pips. So not bad. And again, you can get it a bit less than that depending on your broker and or the time of the day and or the volatility meter of the currency at that time. So very good question, Lyle. Hopefully that gives you an explanation. So I like to stick with the majors. If you want safety and less craziness and you're just beginning or practicing, that Euro GBP is a very good one to work with. As I get a download update. Any other questions, guys? Some great questions today, actually. And you can see, as you guys give me those questions, it helps me go find out, where folks are struggling, and then go back in and get my focus in answering those questions. Any other thoughts, comments, or questions, folks? I want to go back as I'm waiting to Stephen's Euro 15-minute. As you can see, Stephen, nothing has materialized on that trade. So we get a marker with no signal. So until a signal comes, there is no trade. So we see the potential trade. That's the nice thing about the Rubicon. Pull back. Nothing happened. Lyle's question, what are the best trading times? Let me show you something, Lyle. I'm going to bring up, let me bring up Forex Factory, which actually, guys, is a great resource, free resource for traders. It does a couple of things. It gives you the calendar of events, what's going on, and this is important, and it's also indexed red for high impact, orange for medium impact, and yellow for low impact. So please check that every day and know what fundamental events are coming at you as a trader. Now, if you go over to their market section and you drop down, they have a little thing here called sessions, and it has in there the time. It gives you